Last year, a mechanic bought a $7,200 car that his own dealer friend laughed at. Today, that same car has 310,000 miles on it. Not a single major repair, not one blown transmission, not one engine rebuild, not one five-figure surprise at the shop. Just oil changes, brake pads, and tires. Meanwhile, that dealer friend, he's on his third transmission replacement. Same time period, different car, very different bank account. This is not luck. This is a pattern I've watched repeat itself for 20 years under the hood. And I am not some random guy on the internet. I am a working mechanic, the kind that other mechanics call before they buy a car. Dealers in my city send their own family members to me because they know I don't guess. I've seen these engines. I've pulled these transmissions apart with my own hands. Here's what nobody tells you. The average buyer wastes between $6,000 and $12,000 more than they need to on cars that break down faster, cost more to fix, and lose value the moment they leave the lot. That money doesn't vanish. It transfers straight from your wallet to the dealership's service department. So today, I'm giving you 3 cars, all under $10,000, that mechanics actually park in their own driveways, not recommend to strangers, park themselves. And the value I'm about to give you in the next few minutes, if you skip even one car on this list, I promise you, that decision could cost you thousands. Stay with me. Car number 3, let's go. 20 years, thousands of cars inspected. I've seen every trick dealerships use. The clean Carfax that hides a flood car, the certified pre-owned label slapped on a vehicle that needs $3,000 in repairs before it hits 90,000 miles. I'm the mechanic that other mechanics call before they sign anything. And I built this channel for one reason, to give you the truth that dealerships are paid to hide. Here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. 99% of used car buyers miss the single most expensive step in the entire process. Not the test drive, not the Carfax, something else entirely. And that one missed step is exactly why an $8,000 budget quietly becomes a $15,000 nightmare. I'll show you exactly what that step is, woven into every single car on this list today. But first, car number 3. This one is so consistently ignored that dealers in my area don't even bother putting them on the front lot. And that is exactly why you should be paying attention. Car number 3 is the Honda Accord, but not the one you're thinking of. I'm not talking about a beat-up, high-mileage gamble. I'm talking about a 2013 to 2017 Accord, 4-cylinder with the 2.4-liter Earth Dreams engine. And before you say everyone knows about the Accord, let me stop you right there, because knowing the name and knowing what to buy are two completely different things. Most people walk past the best examples of this car every single week without realizing it. Last year, a 34-year-old customer called me. 2 kids, tight budget, about to put $9,500 down on a used Ford sedan. I told him to wait. 20 minutes later, I found him a 2015 Accord EX with 61,000 miles for $7,800. He thought I was wrong. He bought it anyway. 19 months later, he texted me. Total repair spend since purchase? $63. 1 air filter and an oil change. That's it. Here's what makes this engine different from everything else in its price range. The 2.4-liter K24 variant in these Accords does not use a timing belt. It uses a timing chain. That means no $800 replacement interval hanging over your head every 90,000 miles. The chain is designed to last the life of the engine. The transmission paired with it is a traditional 6-speed automatic. No CVT slipping, no dual-clutch shuddering, no gambling. Just clean, proven gear changes that hold up for hundreds of thousands of miles. And here's the number that should settle it. The average annual repair cost on a 2015 Accord is $400. The segment average for mid-size sedans is $526. That gap adds up to over $1,200 saved every 3 years, just in unexpected repairs alone. Now, before you go shopping, Here's your inspection checklist. First, check the VIN for any open recalls. Some of these model years had airbag inflator replacements under a manufacturer program. It costs you nothing if it's been done. Second, look at the oil cap when the engine is cold. Any white residue or milky buildup means a coolant leak. Walk away immediately. Third, test the infotainment screen. Some units from 2013 to 2015 had touchscreen delamination issues. It's a $350 fix and purely cosmetic, but it tells you how the previous owner maintained the interior. Fourth, take it to a parking lot and do a full lock turn in both directions. Any clunking or grinding from the front? That's a worn CV axle. Budget $280 to fix it, or negotiate that amount off the price. Who should buy this car? Anyone doing high daily mileage who needs something that will not surprise them. Anyone buying their first used car without a mechanical background. Anyone who wants to run it past 200,000 miles without a major repair bill. Who should skip it? If you need maximum cargo space or a third row, this is not your car. If you want something sporty and engaging to drive, look elsewhere. And if you're buying purely for resale value in 2 years, a Camry badge will still sell faster in most markets. Here's the mechanic math on this one. Buy it for $8,000, drive it for 150,000 miles, spend roughly $2,200 in total maintenance. You will not find a better cost per mile deal at this price point, period. But here's what I need you to understand, and this is the part most buyers completely miss. This car, sitting at number 3, is already exceptional. But the reason it's not number 1? Because what's coming next made one of my long-term customers stop mid-conversation and say, "I feel like I've been lied to for 15 years." 8 years of ownership, 167,000 miles, and when I put it on the lift, I found almost nothing wrong with it. I'll tell you exactly what I found and what it means for you right now. Car number 2 is the Mazda 6, and if you just rolled your eyes, that reaction is exactly why this car is still available for thousands less than it should be. People hear Mazda and they think budget brand. Mechanics hear Mazda and they think, please, nothing complicated today, because it never is. Here is what happened last month in my shop. A customer drove in a 2016 Mazda 6 with 167,000 miles on it. He bought it new. 8 years, one owner, drove it every single day. He wanted to know what big maintenance was coming. I put it on the lift, inspected the suspension, pulled codes, checked the transmission fluid, looked at the brakes and undercarriage. You know what I found? The original spark plugs still had usable life in them at 167,000 miles. I told him to come back in 30,000 more miles. He looked at me like I was lying to him. I get that reaction a lot with this car. Here's why. Mazda engineered the Skyactiv 2.5-liter 4-cylinder with a compression ratio of 13:1. That number matters. Most sports cars don't hit that ratio. Higher compression means the engine extracts more energy from every drop of fuel. Better efficiency without forcing a turbocharger into the equation. And no turbocharger means no turbo seal failures, no boost leaks, no $1,800 turbo replacement at 110,000 miles. The 6-speed automatic transmission Mazda pairs with this engine is their own design, not borrowed from another manufacturer, not a CVT experiment. A traditional torque converter automatic that has been refined across a decade of production. It shifts clean, it lasts. Here is the number that should make every Camry buyer uncomfortable. A 2017 Mazda 6 Touring with 70,000 miles is currently selling for $12,000 to $14,000. The equivalent Camry SE with similar miles, $17,000 to $19,000. That is a $5,000 difference for a car that, in my personal experience, costs less to maintain over time. The most expensive repair I have ever done on a Skyactiv Mazda 6 was a water pump at 140,000 miles. Parts and labor, $680. The average surprise repair on a same-age Accord runs $1,100. Your inspection checklist for this one. First, the infotainment knob. If it feels loose or sticky, the previous owner was rough with everything. Not a deal breaker, but a signal. Second, highway test at 45 miles per hour. Let off the gas. If you feel a light shudder, check the motor mounts. Known issue, $350 to fix. Use it as a negotiation point. Third, check the paint around the hood edges and rear wheel wells. Some 2014 and 2015 models had paint adhesion issues. Mazda extended coverage on this quietly. Confirm it was addressed before you buy. Who should buy this? If you want a car that genuinely enjoys being driven, not just transported, this is it. The Mazda 6 handles better than anything else at this price point. If you're planning to keep it past 200,000 miles with minimum spend, there is no better option in the midsize category. If you are tired of paying the Toyota tax, this is your exit. Who should skip it? If you need maximum rear leg room, the Mazda 6 is tighter than the Camry. If you want factory driver assist features, stick to 2018 and later models. And if you are buying to resell quickly, the market has not caught up to this car yet, and that is genuinely frustrating because it should have years ago. Mechanic math on the Mazda 6. Buy it for $12,000, drive it 150,000 miles, spend maybe $2,500 in total maintenance. That is the deal. That's the whole deal. Now, if this channel is giving you real information that is saving you money, hit subscribe right now, because what I'm about to tell you next is the one car I have recommended more than any other in the last 5 years. Almost every single person pushes back when I say it until they drive one, and then they text me 2 weeks later asking why nobody ever told them sooner. Car number 1, and I need to tell you something before I reveal it. 2 years ago, a woman came into my shop, mid-40s, professional, 60-mile daily commute. She needed something reliable. Her budget was $18,000. She had been looking at Camrys and Accords. I asked if she had considered the Toyota Avalon. She laughed, literally laughed. She said, "That's what my grandfather drives. I want something I'm not embarrassed to park at work." I didn't argue. I walked her outside. I pointed at my personal car sitting in the lot, a 2014 Avalon Limited with 188,000 miles on it. I bought it with 90,000 miles for $13,500. At that point, I had spent $1,800 total on it, full brake job, new tires, and nothing else. She went quiet. She bought a 2015 Avalon XLE the following week, $14,200, 71,000 miles. She texted me last month. Is now at 142,000 miles. 0 mechanical issues. Her exact words, "Why does nobody talk about this car?" Here is why this is number 1, and here is why the price makes no sense unless you understand what you are actually buying. The Avalon's 3.5-liter 2GR FE V6 is the same engine that powers the Lexus ES350. Not a similar engine, not an engine from the same family, the same engine, same block, same heads, built on the same assembly line in Georgetown, Kentucky. The only difference between an Avalon and a Lexus ES350 is the badge on the hood and the stitching on the seats. That is it. Everything underneath is identical. This engine, the 2GR FE, is arguably the most reliable 6-cylinder Toyota has ever built. It has no direct injection problems, no timing belt intervals, it runs a chain, no turbocharger to fail. It simply runs. I have personally worked on 3 of these engines north of 350,000 miles with their original transmission still intact. Not heard about them online, worked on them in my shop with my hands. Now, the numbers that should genuinely bother you. A 2016 Avalon XLE with 80,000 miles is selling right now for $14,000 to $16,000. A 2016 Lexus ES350 with the same mileage, $21,000 to $24,000. That is an $8,000 difference for the exact same mechanical package. and a 2016 Camry V6 XLE with comparable miles actually runs $15,000 to $17,000, meaning in many markets you pay more for a smaller car with fewer features than an Avalon sitting right next to it on the same lot. Here is your inspection checklist. First, run the VIN for dashboard recalls. Some 2013 and 2014 models had cracking dashboard issues in high heat climates. Toyota extended the warranty on this. Make sure it was resolved before you hand over $1. Second, look at the front tire wear pattern. Uneven wear means alignment was neglected. Not a deal breaker, negotiate $100 off and align it immediately. Third, test the Entune infotainment system fully. On high-mileage XLE and limited trims, touchscreen response can lag. If it's glitchy, factor in $400 for a replacement head unit and use that number at the negotiating table. Fourth, and this is the most important tip I can give you, find one owned by an elderly person. I am completely serious. They garage these cars. They service them on schedule. They drive gently. A grandparent-owned Avalon with 60,000 miles is, for all practical purposes, a new car. Who should buy this? Highway commuters. This car was built for sustained high-speed cruising. It is quiet, comfortable, and efficient for a full-size V6 sedan. Anyone who wants Lexus-level reliability without the Lexus price tag. Anyone who needs serious rear seat space, and anyone confident enough to ignore what other people think about what they drive. Who should skip it? If you are under 30 and your friends' opinions affect your purchase decisions, I understand. Just be honest with yourself about the cost of that. If you want sporty, sharp handling, the Avalon is not that car. And if parking in tight urban spaces is a daily challenge, at 192 inches long, this will test your patience. Final mechanic math. Buy it for $14,000, drive it for the next 10 years, spend maybe $3,000 total in maintenance. You will not find a better total cost of ownership under $15,000 anywhere in the used car market. If I had to buy one car today, one car I would trust for the next decade without worrying, I would buy another Avalon without a second thought. So there it is, 3 cars that the market has forgotten, but mechanics have not. The Honda Accord with the chain-driven engine that dealerships don't highlight because there's nothing to upsell. The Mazda 6 that depreciates like it's cursed, but runs like it's untouchable. And the Toyota Avalon, the best-kept secret in used cars, wearing a badge that costs you nothing and delivers everything. You now have 3 cars, all under $10,000 to $15,000 that will outlast vehicles costing twice as much. Next time a salesperson steers you toward a 3-year-old European lease return with a fresh detail and a clean Carfax, you will know better. One question before you go. Drop it in the comments right now. Are you currently driving a high-mileage car that just refuses to quit? Tell me the make, the model, and the miles. I read every single comment, and I will personally reply. If this gave you something real today, subscribe, because next week I'm covering the 3 used cars under $10,000 that you should never buy, no matter how good the deal looks on paper. That video is going to save someone in this community a serious amount of money. Drive safe, take care of your car, and it will take care of you.